Student Loan Advisors, and Thrive. Here at Thrive and Silver Lion Student Loan Advisors, we help people navigate their student loans, whether it's employers helping employees make those payments, or on the Silver Lion Student Loan Advisors side, we help borrowers enroll in plans and programs, usually forgiveness plans and programs or public service, loan forgiveness, or the like. So recently, the last 3 months or so, we've been getting a lot of questions about what's going on, most especially in the last month, about what's going on in Washington, what's going on with student loans, with student loan forgiveness, public service loan forgiveness. Are these things gone? Are these things going away? Are these things still here? So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Um, Anyone that may be watching that have more specific questions to their student loans, as Silver Lion Student Loan Advisors, we do offer free loan reviews for anyone that want to have a review of their student loans. We'll be specific about your loans, your loan type, the plan and programs you qualify for. Feel free to schedule an appointment to have your loans reviewed. So let's take a step back to the previous administration when the SAVE plan was introduced. The SAVE plan was a qualified plan or an income driven repayment plan. What SAVE plan did is what the name suggests. It made monthly payments more affordable for millions upon millions of federal borrowers. In some instances, for those whose original balance was $12,000 or less, it also cut their repayment period or moved up when their loans were forgivable from 20 years to 10 years. The courts subsequently, in July of 2024, they threw out the SAVE plan. What they said was the way that the Department of Education calculated SAVE, how they recalculated what the IRS calls discretionary income. That's what all income-driven repayment plans or qualified plans are based on. What how they're calculated is through your discretionary income. That's when they take what you make in a year, adjusted, plus your family size, the difference between that and normally 150% of the poverty line. SAVE changed that to 225%. But they divide whatever that number is by 12, and that's what your monthly payments are. That's what it's based on. They were between 5 and 20% of that number. SAVE was the only plan that offered 5% of that number. The rest of the plans were between 10 and 20% of that number. So not only did SAVE recalculate discretionary income, but it also offered forgiveness sooner than it normally would. The courts have said that the Department of Education itself, unilaterally, it cannot recalculate discretionary income or the formula for how discretionary income is calculated, nor can it unilaterally change how loans are forgiven. The courts went on to say that Congress was very specific about student loan forgiveness. The original qualified plan and things like public service loan forgiveness, student loan forgiveness, they were passed by Congress and signed into law by a president of the United States, or as I like to call it, the schoolhouse rock way of government. Started as a bill, passed through both houses of Congress, was signed into law. It was very specific about how loans were forgiven and how monthly plans were calculated. With that said, if the Department of Education cannot unilaterally create a new plan, they can't unilaterally get rid of the plans and programs that Congress has set forth, which means there still are qualified plans, at least one for student loan forgiveness. Public service loan forgiveness is not going anywhere. It's the law of the land. It dictates you must be in a qualified plan. There still are qualified plans. However, the courts, because of their ruling, it kind of had a trickle down effect on three of the four qualified plans. SAVE, we already spoke about. But the courts went on to say that payee and ICR cannot unilaterally decide that they have the authority to forgive student loans, or the Department of Education can't decide that payee and ICR have the authority to forgive loans. They do not. Those people that have student loan forgiveness in payee and ICR, those loan types or that plan does not have the ability to offer student loan forgiveness. Those who qualify for public service loan forgiveness, that plan has the ability to offer student loan forgiveness, or excuse me, that program, the program of public service loan forgiveness has the ability to offer student loan forgiveness, but it may be likely that you have to be in a particular qualified plan, the only qualified plan that was not only passed by Congress, but also signed into law by a president of the United States. Income-based repayment as a plan is not going anywhere. This then had a trickle-down effect on Parent Plus loans. Our federal government, regardless of the administration, in their infinite stupidity, decided to narrow the plans and programs parents whose only goal was to prevent their children from going into debt, massive debt, trying to educate themselves. They decided to narrow the plans and programs they're able to get into. On their own, Parent Plus loans have never qualified for forgiveness. Now they can be made to qualify, excuse me, but they're limited in the plans they're able to go into. As far as a qualified plan, ICR was the qualified plan Parent Plus loans were able to go into. Now ICR has been deemed unable to forgive loans. So where does that leave Parent Plus loans? Again, if you're someone that qualifies for public service loan forgiveness, while this hasn't been clarified, but the likelihood is that program is still able to forgive loans, and ICR is a qualified plan for that program. For those who have student loan forgiveness, ICR is still at times the best option for repayment. It gives you the most affordable payment. The question will be, is it able to forgive loans? Now, in an attempt to be as apolitical as possible, but just give you the facts. While it has been determined that SAVE is now a non-qualified plan, they're not able to receive payments on SAVE. All 8 million borrowers enrolled in the SAVE plan are in a forbearance. If you happen to be someone that's on SAVE in a forbearance, even if you send in payments, which economically speaking would be the right thing to do, you want to pay your interest down so it doesn't overwhelm you, but they're not able to place that payment while you're still in the SAVE plan. They'll hold it until your plan switches and apply it to those months. These months are lost months. As soon as SAVE was deemed unconstitutional, all our clients in it, we began systematically changing them into the plan we knew would survive any administration. We could see the dominoes falling. For those in payee, you're able to make plan payments, but you're not able to recertify that plan. A lot of you may have gotten letters saying your payments are dramatically increasing. Some I've seen go from $0 a month to $2,000 a month. Any income-driven repayment plan, any qualified plan, since their inception, um, they've only been for 12 months at a time. They have to be recertified annually 10 days before their anniversary date. If you do not recertify them, they'll take that payment price away from you, give you a standard repayment price, which is usually one of the three most expensive repayment plans. Those letters are not unusual. You always get them around recertification. The only part that's unusual now is that some of you may not be able to recertify in your current repayment plan. You need to switch your plan to another qualified plan that'll stand the test or the storm of any new incoming administration, regardless of political philosophy. Speaking of political philosophy, different administrations, different political parties, they have different priorities in which the voters decide which they would like to go forward with. This current administration we've had before. We've had a term of this administration before. Their philosophy or their goals have not changed. The first time, as some parties will do, they didn't fund the Department of Education. Our government likes to use cute words like forgiveness because the federal government in general doesn't communicate very well. What really happens when loans are forgiven is the Treasury sends the Department of Education a check in your name and pays your loans off. They're paid in full. It looks as if you paid them in full. So when the Department of Education isn't funded, there's no funds to forgive those loans. That doesn't mean student loan forgiveness has ended, or it's over with, or it will never come back. What we did is navigate those times or those years for our clients under this administration's first term. And as soon as the next administration came into office, because they were in qualified plans, because they had recertified those plans, we did it for them, because they were properly enrolled into public service loan forgiveness. Retroactively, that time was counted, and their loans for those who qualified were properly forgiven. Public service loan forgiveness is here to stay. It's the law of the land. A single party doesn't have the votes in Congress to get rid of it. Qualified plans are here to stay. They're the law of the land. A single party does not have the votes in Congress to get rid of it. Student loan forgiveness is the law of the land. It's here to stay. No one party has the votes in Congress to get rid of it. Now, while they aren't processing currently, there's been times where processing has been paused before, most notably when the courts first threw out the SAVE plan. We've been in these waters before. We navigate them with a level of expertise that our clients are happy with and the borrowers have come to expect. We've been at or under an administration where the Department of Education hasn't been funded. We've been here before. We'll navigate these waters with a level of expertise that our clients have come to expect and the borrowers will be happy with. This isn't the end of the world with federal student loans. As it relates to federal student loans, this isn't the end of student loan forgiveness. It most certainly isn't the end of public service loan forgiveness. This was invented or created or passed into law under a Republican administration. Both sides of the aisle agree and love the public service, or their constituents love the public service loan forgiveness program. Have there been changes? Absolutely. Have those changes been detrimental to some borrowers? Absolutely. But there's still a path forward. If you're unsure of that path, have your loans reviewed. Either myself or one of our advisors would be more than happy to help navigate those waters, or at least give you a loan review, which is always at no cost to you, other than the time it takes to have your loans reviewed. You'll have all the information you need to either move forward, or you'll have the choice to hire us to do these things for you. But the important thing is not to let these hard times create a sense of anxiety. These programs still exist, and the road forward, while a little more not as clear as it normally is, there's still a path forward. You're still able to take advantage of these federal programs that you yourself pay for. Have your loans reviewed. We'll be more than happy to tell you what your specific path is forward. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.